Cheers. Man, this was a tough one. Cheers. I do, Buckaroos. How the heck are you? I was trying to get the angle right. I'm not really in this pub, but I was trying to set the angle as if I really was. I get kind of OCD about it anyway. Deep breath. I had one of those days at work, so I thought I'd come home and have a beer. It was almost time to go straight to hard liquor. I ain't kidding you, but yeah, I was rather frustrated today. 5.1% Jolly Fox Brewing out of Pittsburgh, Kansas. Let me show you that bottle. It's called Lucky Streak. 5.1% described on their website. They don't give it a specific style. Probably be labeled a golden ale, I suppose. They just said a different beer with white wine and orchard notes. And it is a little bit different that way. Reminds me of a beer I had several years ago that they don't even do anymore. It was a test batch. Oh wow. Because this is what that nose reminds me of. They did this kind of white wine kind of beer, Boulevard. I can't even remember the name of it, but I remember I really liked it. But it was one of those test batches they did, never brought back. But that's what this nose reminds me of. Yeah, you do get the white wine. You get a little bit of, they say orchard. I'm going to assume they mean apple because that's what I'm picking up. Almost feel like you're picking up some pear as well. But it's a nice, easy drinking, yet elegant beer. I mean, you could use this in place of a white wine if you so desired. You want something just a little lighter on the ABV side, anyway. This would pair beautifully with chicken breast. I would pair it with seafood as well because it is light and refreshing, yet crisp. I had a great time at the Jolly Fox about a week ago ish. Oh yeah, man, I had a time. Yeah. I had three beers there, I do believe, but one of them was a barrel aged. Boy, they ain't playing over there at Jolly Fox. They're doing some great beers. Traditional English ale inspired, but they do their American take on them. A brewer owned. I love brewer owned breweries, right? They seem to be better. Because brewer-owned beer breweries are focused more on the quality of the beer, and yes, a little bit less of everything else. Whereas, an owner that hires a brewer, they're more looking for a look, I guess. So they're not paying quite as much attention to the beer per se. They're more looking at just the bottom line. They're looking for beers they think they can sell rather than quality specifically. And I know we've all seen that as craft beer folks. So, we've got into beer breweries that have the look, right? But then you try the product, you go, okay, this one isn't owned by the brewer. The problem with places like that, and not all of them fail. There's a few good ones out there, and there's a couple right here in Springfield, Missouri, to be honest with you. But a lot of them fail because the focus is on the wrong thing. Like, you got to look at the bottom line. I get it, but if you're doing good quality beer, the bottom line will take care of itself. You can have the nicest looking place known to man, but if the beer isn't up to snuff, you're not going to get craft beer big geeks back in there. It's just the way it is, my friends. We can be rather fickle folks as craft beer guys. Yeah, we're not typically brand specific or brand loyal. If we got several breweries in town, we don't usually go to the same one over and over again. Now, there are exceptions to that rule. Me, for instance, I mean, the exception for me is, yeah, I mean, as I've gotten older, I've gotten to be a little bit more of a tightwad, let's say. So there are a few places in town I really like, but the prices have gone up so much that they've kind of chased me away. And I've got I try to maintain two mug clubs in town, and I've changed it over the last few years. The second one, I keep the one is always the same, but the other two they kind of change. Sometimes it's beer quality, sometimes it's price, and sometimes it's just I need a change. I think that's kind of what it was this year. Is I liked the other one that I had the mug, the beer mug, brew club mug, I should say, membership app. But I just didn't get out there. I was out there 3 times the whole year. It just became tough for me to get out there. Not that it was that far from home, but it just wasn't convenient to anything. I may have to move closer to the Fox though. I really like the Fox, man. Uh this beer is interesting, right? Not a typical it's not a beer I would typically gravitate towards. In fact, I bought the 6 pack, not even had tried, never even had a sample of it. But they only had limited things in the 6 pack, so I said, "Oh, what the hell? I haven't had that one. Let's try it." And I kind of like the descriptor on it. I was kind of curious. And again, I can't remember the name of that beer, but it does remind me a lot of that old Boulevard beer that was kind of a white wine based beer, I think. They use grapes or something. I can't remember the deal on it, but that's just what it reminds me of, though, because it's got that light, crisp. Again, you feel those white wine notes. You feel a little pear, a little apple, very crisp, semi-dry finish. Would pair beautifully with chicken, fish, or a light pasta. Be perfect with a summer pasta where you're using mostly vegetables. Like if you have some fresh garden stuff, right? You have to just do an olive oil pasta with your fresh tomatoes, your basil, zucchini. If you had it, would be beautiful. We do a lot of olive oil pastas in the summer. Don't do a red sauce. Just a little olive oil, just a little garlic. Gotta have some garlic for flavor. But yeah, a little garlic, a little olive oil, ooh, baby. Ooh. Anyway, I digress. I do recommend the Jolly Fox if you have never been out there, but that place was just fun, fun, fun. I really like it, man. Anyway, I am Tom the Beer Whisperer, Beer Evangelist, prolific beer drinker, purveyor, wisdom man. All right, good guy. Thanks for listening. Excuse me. Hope I didn't get any on you.